हर 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 महादेव। नमोऽस्त्वनन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाय शिशिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटि युगधाय नमः। चिदापादुकाभ्याम् आचार्यसिद्धे स्वरपादुकाभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री होत्राग्निहोत्राग्निहवेशहोत्री होमादिसर्वा कृतिवासु गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कामादिसर्प व्रजगारुणाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिधे प्रदाभ्यां बोधाप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः। श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् अनन्तसंसारसमुद्रतार नौकायिताभ्यां स्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां जाड्याब्धिसंशोषणवाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः। श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अस्य श्री गुरु गीता स्तोत्र मंत्रस्य भगवान् सदाशिवऋषि नानाविधानि छन्दांसि श्री गुरु परमात्मा देवता हम बीजं सहशक्ति क्रोम कीलकं श्री गुरु प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। अथ ध्यानम् हंसाभ्यां परिवृत्तपत्रकमले देव्ये जगत्कारणे विश्वोत्कीर्णमनेकदेहनिलये स्वच्छन्दमात्मेच्छया तद्योदम्बदशाम्भवं तु चरणं दीपाङ्कुरग्राहिणं प्रत्यक्षाक्षरविग्रहं गुरुपदं ध्यायेद्विभुं शाश्वतं। सूत उवाच कैलासशिखरे रम्ये भक्तिसन्धाननायकं प्रणम्य पार्वती भक्त्या शङ्करं परिपृच्छति। श्रीदेव्योवाच ॐ नमो देवदेवेश परात्पर जगद्गुरो सदाशिवा महादेवा गुरुदीक्षां प्रदेहि मे। केन मार्गेण वो स्वामिन् देहि ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् त्वं कृपां कुरु मे स्वामिन् नमामि चरणौ तव। ईश्वर उवाच मम रूपासि देवी त्वं त्वत्प्रीत्यर्थं वदाम्यहं लोकोपकारका प्रश्नो न केनापि कृतः पुरा दुर्लभं त्रिषु लोकेषु तच्छृणुष्व वदाम्यहं गुरुं विना ब्रह्म नान्यत् सत्यं सत्यं वरानने वेदशास्त्र पुराणानि इतिहासादिकानि च मन्त्रयन्त्रादिविद्याश्च स्मृतिरुच्चाटनादिकं शैवशाक्तगमादीनि अन्यानि विविधानि च अपभ्रंशकराणिह जीवानां भ्रातचेतसाम् यज्ञं व्रतं तपोदानं जपं तीर्थं तथैव च गुरुर्बुद्ध्यात्मनो नान्यत् सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः तल्लाभार्थं प्रयत्नस्तु कर्तव्यो हि मनीषिभिः गूढविद्या जगन्माया देहे चाज्ञानसम्भवा उदयो यत्प्रकाशेन गुरुशब्देन कथ्यते सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा श्रीगुरुपादसेवनात् देहि ब्रह्म भवेद्यस्मात् त्वत्कृपार्थं वदामि ते गुरुपादाम्बुजं स्मृत्वा जलं शिरसि धारयेत् सर्वतीर्थावगाहस्य सम्प्राप्नोति फलं नरः शोषणं पापपङ्कस्य दीपनं ज्ञानतेजसां गुरुपादोदकं सम्यक् संसारार्णवितारकम् अज्ञानमूलहरणं जन्मकर्मनिवारणं ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुपादोदकं पिबेत् गुरुपादोदकं गुरुरुचिष्टभोजनं गुरुमूर्ते सदा गुरुमन्त्रं सदा जपेत् काशीक्षेत्रं तन्निवासो जाह्नवीचरणोदकं गुरुर्विश्वेश्वर साक्षात् तारकं ब्रह्मनिश्चितं गुरुपादोदकं यत्तो गयासौ सोक्षयो वटः तीर्थराजः प्रयागश्च गुरुमूर्ते नमो नमः गुरुमूर्तिं स्मरे नित्यं गुरुनाम सदा जपेत् गुरोराज्ञां प्रकुर्वीत गुरोरन्यन्यभावयेत् गुरुवक्त्रस्थितं ब्रह्म प्राप्यते तत्प्रसादतः गुरुर्ध्यानं सदा कुर्यात् कुलस्त्रीस्वपतिर्यथा स्वाश्रमं च स्वजातिं च स्वकीर्तिपुष्टिवर्धनम् एतत् सर्वं परित्यज्य गुरोरन्यन्यभावयेत् अनन्या चिन्तयन्तो मां सुलभं परमं पदं तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन गुरोराराधनं कुरु त्रैलोक्ये स्फुटवक्तारो देवाद्यासुरपन्नगा गुरुभक्त्रस्थिता विद्या गुरुभक्त्या तु लभ्यते गोकारस्त्वन्धकारश्च ऋकारस्तेज उच्यते अज्ञानग्रासकं ब्रह्म गुरोरेव न संशयः गोकारः प्रथमो वर्णो मायादिगुणभासकः ऋकारो द्वितीयो मायाभ्रान्तिविनाशनम् एवं गुरुपदं श्रेष्ठं देवानामपि दुर्लभम् आहुः गणश्चैव गन्धर्वैश्च प्रपूज्यते ध्रुवं तेषां च सर्वेषां नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरोः परम् आसनं शयनं वस्त्रं भूषणं वाहनादिकम् साधकेन प्रदातव्यं गुरुसन्तोषकारकं गुरोराराधनं कार्यं स्वजीवित्वं निवेदये मनसा वाचा नित्यमाराधयेद्गुरुं दीर्घदण्डं नमस्कृत्य निर्लज्जो गुरुसन्निधौ शरीरम् इन्द्रियं प्राणान् सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदयेत् आत्मदारादिकं सर्वं सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदयेत् कृमिकीटभस्मविष्टा दुर्गन्धिमलमूत्रकं श्लेष्मरक्तं त्वचं मांसं वञ्चयेन्न वरानने संसारवृक्षमारूढाः पतन्तो नरकार्णवे येन चैवोद्धृता सर्वे तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः हेतवे जगतामेव संसारार्णवसेतवे प्रभवे सर्वविद्यानां शम्भवे गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वं पिता त्वं च मे माता त्वं बन्धुस्त्वं च देवता संसारप्रतिबोधार्थं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यत्सत्येन जगत्सत्यं यत्प्रकाशेन भाति तत् यदानन्देन नन्दन्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य स्थित्या सत्यमिदं यद्भाति भानुरूपतः प्रियं पुत्रादि यत्प्रीत्या तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः येन चेतयते हीदं चित्तं चेतयते नयं जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्त्यादि तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः न दृश्यं भिन्नभेदतः तदेकरूपरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्यामतं तस्य मतं मतं यस्यानभेदतः अनन्यभावभावाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य कारणरूपस्य कार्यरूपेण भाति यत् कार्यकारणरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नानारूपमिदं सर्वं न केनाप्यस्ति भिन्नता कार्यकारणता चैव तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यदग्निकमलद्वन्द्वं द्वन्द्वतापनिवारकं तारकं सर्वदा भक्त्या श्रीगुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् शिवे क्रोधे गुरुस्त्राता गुरुक्रोधे शिवो नहि तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजे वन्दे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वं वाङ्मनश्चित्तगोचरं श्वेतरक्तप्रभाभिन्नं शिवशक्त्यात्मकं परं गोकारं च गुणातीतं ऋकारं रूपवर्जितं गुणातीतस्वरूपं च यो दद्यात् स गुरुस्मृतः त्रिनेत्रः सर्वसाक्षी चतुर्बाहुरच्युतः चतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा श्रीगुरुः कथितः प्रिये अयं मयाञ्जलिर्बद्धो दयासागरवृद्धये यदनुग्रहतो जन्तो चित्रसंसारमुक्तिभाक् श्रीगुरो परमं रूपं विवेकचक्षुषोवृतं मन्दभाग्यान् पश्यन्ति अन्धा सूर्योदयं यथा श्रीनाथचरणद्वन्द्वं यस्यां दिशि विराजते तस्यै दिशे नमस्कुर्यात् भक्त्या प्रतिदिनं प्रिये तस्यै दिशे सततमञ्जलिरेतार्ये प्रक्षेप्यते मुखरितो मधुपैर्बुधैः जागर्ति यत्र भगवान् विश्वोदया प्रलयनाटकनेत्यसाक्षी श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं पदयुगं धूतिक्रमं मण्डलम् वीरान्द्वष्टचतुष्टषष्टिनवकं वीराबलिपञ्चकं श्रीमन्मालिनीमन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरुर्मण्डलम् अभ्यस्ते सकलये तु दीर्घमनिलये व्याधिप्रदैर्दुष्करये प्राणायामशतैरनेककरणे दुःखात्मकैर्दुर्जये यस्मिन्नाभ्युदिते विनाश्यति बलि वायो स्वयं तत्क्षणात् प्राप्तं त्वत्सहजं स्वभावमनिशं सेवत्वमेकं गुरुं स्वदेशिकस्यैव शरीरचिन्तनं भवेदनन्तस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनं स्वदेशिकस्यैव च नामकीर्तनं भवेदनन्तस्य शिवस्य कीर्तनं यत्पादरेणुकणिका कापि संसारवारिधे सेतुबन्धायते नाथं देशिकं तं उपास्महे यस्मादनुग्रहं लब्ध्वा महदज्ञानमुत्सृजे मयि देशिकेन्द्राय नमश्चाभीष्टसिद्धये पादाब्जं सर्वसंसार दावानलविनाशकं ब्रह्मरन्ध्रे शिताम्भोज मध्यस्थं चन्द्रमण्डले अकथादित्रिरेखाब्जे सहस्रदलमण्डले स्मरेतन्मध्यगं गुरुं सकलभुवनसृष्टिः कल्पिता शेषपुष्टिर्निखिलनिगमदृष्टिः सम्पदां व्यर्थदृष्टिः अवगुणपरिमाष्टिः तत्पदार्थैकदृष्टिर्धगुणपरमेष्टिर्मोक्षमार्गैकदृष्टिः सकलभुवनरङ्गा स्थापनस्तम्भयष्टि सकरुणरसवृष्टे तत्त्वमाला समष्टि सकलसमयसृष्टि सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टि निवसतु मयि नित्यं श्रीगुरुर्दिव्यदृष्टि अग्निशुद्धं समन्तातु ज्वालापरीचकाधिया मन्त्रराजामिमं मन्ये हर्निशं पातु मृत्युतः यति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तत्समीपके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदो सर्वस्य बाह्यतः अजोऽहमजरोऽहं च अनादिनिधनस्वयम् अविकारश्चिदानन्दः अणीयान्महतो महान् अपूर्वाणां परं नित्यं स्वयं ज्योतिर्निरामयं विरजं परमाकाशं ध्रुवमानन्दमव्ययम् श्रुतिप्रत्यक्षमैतेयम् अनुमानश्चतुष्टयम् यस्य चात्मा तपो वेद देशिकं च सदा स्मरेत् मननं यद्भवं कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते साधुत्वं च मया दृष्टं त्वयि तिष्ठति साम्प्रतम् अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण ज्ञानमुत्पद्यते स्वयं य एव सर्वसम्प्राप्ते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं चैव तथा चैव चराचरं व्याप्तं येन जगत्सर्वं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। पद्ममाला विभूषिता भोक्तिमोक्ति प्रदाताय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त सर्वकर्मविदाहिने स्वात्मज्ञानप्रभावेण तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वं ज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नाथ श्री जगद्गुरो ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोपदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। गुरोरादिरनादिश्च गुरुपरमदैवतं गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सप्तसागरपर्यन्त तीर्थस्नानादिकं फलं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपयो बिन्दो सहस्रांशेन दुर्लभम्। गुरोरुष्टेन कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजे। गुरुरेव ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मकं गुरुपरातरं नास्ति तस्मात् सम्पूजयेत् गुरुं ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं लभ्यते गुरुभक्तितः गुरुपरातरं नास्ति ध्येयोऽसौ गुरुमार्गिभिः यस्मात् परातरं इति वै श्रुति मनसा वचसा चैव नित्यमाराधयेत् गुरुं गुरुकृपाप्रसादेन ब्रह्म विष्णु सदाशिव अमर्थप्रभवादौ च केवलं गुरुसेवया देवकिन्नरगन्धर्वा पितरो यक्षचारणा मुनयोऽपि न जानन्ति गुरुशुश्रूषणे विधिं महाअहङ्कारगर्वेण तपोविद्याबलान्विता संसारकुहरा वर्ते घटयन्त्रे यथा घटा न मुक्ता देवगन्धर्वाः पितरो यक्षकिन्नराः निशयाः सर्वसिद्धाश्च गुरुसेवा पराङ्मुखा ध्यानं शृणु महादेवी सर्वानन्दप्रदायकं सर्वसौख्यकरं नित्यं भुक्तिमुक्तिं विधायकम् श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं वदामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं नमामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं भजामि ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदि साक्षिभूतं अतीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यं शुद्धं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुं ब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम् हृदम्बुजे कर्णिकमध्यसंस्थे सिंहासने संस्थितदिव्यमूर्तिं ध्यायेद्गुरुं चन्द्रकलाप्रकाशं चित्पुस्तकाभीष्टवरं ददानं पीताम्बरं श्वेतविलेपपुष्पं मुक्ताविभूषं मुदितं द्विनेत्रं मामाङ्गपीठस्थितदिव्यशक्तिं मन्दस्थितं सान्द्रकृपानिधानम् आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तं योगीन्द्रमीड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि यस्मिन् सृष्टे स्थिते ध्वंसा निग्रहानुग्रहात्मकं कृत्यं पञ्चविधं शाश्वत भासते तं नमाम्यहम् प्रातः शिरसि शुक्लाब्जे द्विनेत्रं द्विभुजं गुरुं भराभयायुतं शान्तं स्मरेत् तं नामपूर्वकम् न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं शिवशासनता शिवशासनता शिवशासन इदमेव शिवं त्विदमेव शिवं त्विदमेव शिवं त्वेदमेव जीवं मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनतो एवं विधं गुरुं ध्यात्वा ज्ञानमुत्पद्यते स्वयं तत्सद्गुरुप्रसादेन मुक्तोऽहमेति भावये गुरुदर्शितमार्गेण मनःशुद्धिं तु कारयेत् अनित्यं खण्डयेत् सर्वं यत्किञ्चिदात्मगोचरम् ज्ञेयं सर्वस्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मन उच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं समं कुर्यात् नान्यपन्था द्वितीयकः एवं श्रुत्वा महादेवी गुरुनिन्दां करोति यः स याति नरकं घोरं यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो यावत्कल्पान्तको देहस्तावदेव गुरुं स्मरेत् गुरुलोपो न कर्तव्यः स्वच्छन्दो यदि वा भवेत् ओङ्कारेण न वक्तव्यं गुरोरग्रे न वक्तव्यम् असत्यं च कदाचन गुरुं त्वङ्कृत्य हुङ्कृत्य गुरुं निर्जित्य वादता निर्जले देशे स भवेत् ब्रह्मराक्षस मुनिभिपन्नगैर्वापि सुरैर्वा शापितो यदि कालमृत्यो भयाद्वापि गुरुरक्षति पार्वती अशक्ता हि सुराद्यश्च अशक्ता मुनयस्तथा गुरुशापेन ते शीघ्रं यान्ति न संशया मन्त्रराजमिदं देवी गुरोरित्यक्षरद्वयं स्मृतिवेदार्थवाक्येन गुरो साक्षात् केवलं गुरुसेवक ते वै सन्न्यासिना प्रोक्ता तरे वेषधारिणा नित्यं ब्रह्म सर्वदेवालयेषु वे भटे च धात्रिमूले मठे वृन्दावने नान्यथा हुवा कर्माणि सर्वाणि दीक्षाव्रता तपांसि च संसारमलनाशार्थं नवपाशानिवृत्तये गुरुगीताम्बसे स्नानं तत्त्वज्ञा कुरुते सदा स एव च गुरुसाक्षात् स्थानानि सर्वाणि पवित्राणि न संशया सर्वशुद्धा पवित्रोऽसौ स्वभावाद्यत्र तिष्ठति तत्र देवगणा सर्वे क्षेत्रे पीठे वसन्ति आसनस्थाशयानो वा गच्छन् वदन्नपि अश्वारूढो गजारूढ सुप्तो जागरितोऽपि वा शुचिस्माश्च सदा ज्ञानी गुरुगीता जपेन तु तस्य दर्शनमार्गेण पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते समुद्रे च यथा तोयं क्षीरे क्षीरं घृते घृतं तथात्मा परमात्मनि तथैवाज्ञानी जीवात्मा परमात्मनि लीयते ऐक्येन रमते यत्र तत्र दिवानिशम् सर्वसन्देहरहितो मुक्तो भवति पार्वती भुक्तिमुक्ति द्वयं तस्य जिह्वाग्रे च सरस्वती अनेन प्राणिना सर्वे गुरुगीता जपेन तु सर्वसिद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति भुक्तिमुक्तिं न संशयः सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्म्यं सांख्यं मयोदितं गुरुगीता समं नास्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने एको देव एकधर्म एकनिष्ठा परं तपः गुरुपरतरं नान्य नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरुपरम् माता धन्या पिता धन्यो धन्यो वंशकुलं तथा धन्या च वसुधा देवी जप व्रत तपः क्रिया तत्सर्वं सफलं देवी गुरु संतोषमात्रतः विद्या तपो बलेनैव मन्दभाग्याशये नराः गुरुसेवां न कुर्वन्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने ब्रह्म विष्णु महेशाश्च देवर्षि पितृकिन्नराः सिद्धचारणयक्षाश्च अन्येऽपि मुनयो च गुरोभाव परं तीर्थम् अन्यतीर्थं निरर्थकं सर्वपि पादाङ्गुष्ठं च वर्तते जपेन जयमाप्नोति चानन्तफलमाप्नुयात् हीनकर्म त्यजन् सर्वं स्नानानि च दमानि च जपं हीनासनं कुर्वन् हीनकर्म फलप्रदं ताप्रयाणे सङ्ग्रामे रिपुसङ्कटे जपं जयमवाप्नोति मरणे मुक्तिदायकं सर्वकर्म च सर्वत्र गुरुपुत्रस्य सिद्ध्यति इदं रहस्यं नो वाच्यं तवाग्रे कथितं मया जप्या च प्रयत्नेन मम त्वं च प्रियात्विति स्वामिमुख्य गणेशादि विष्णुवादिनां च पार्वती मनसापि न वक्तव्य सत्यं सत्यं वदाम्यहम् अतीव पक्वचित्ताय श्रद्धाभक्तियुताय च प्रवक्तव्यमिदं ममात्मासि सदा प्रिये अखण्डे नास्तिके नरे मनसापि न वक्तव्य गुरुगीता कदाचन संसारसागरसमुद्धरणैकमन्त्रं ब्रह्मादिदेवमुनिपूजितसिद्धमन्त्रं दारिद्र्यदुःखभवरोगविनाशमन्त्रं वन्दे महाभयहरं गुरुराजमन्त्रम् इति श्रीस्कन्दपुराणे उत्तरखण्डे ईश्वरपार्वती संवादे गीता वीतरागभयक्रोधं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। न मे देहो जीवो नाहमहमिति एवं विज्ञाय सन्तुष्टं ब्रह्मभूतं नमाम्यहम्। समस्तं कल्पनामात्रम् आत्मा मुक्ता सनातना इति विज्ञाय सन्तुष्टं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। कामसङ्कल्पवर्जितं हेयोपादेयहीनं तम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम्। स्वभावेनैव यो योगी सुखं भोगं न वाञ्छति यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। नैव निन्दा प्रशंसाभ्यां यस्य विक्रियते मनः आत्मक्रीडं महात्मानम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम्। नित्यं जाग्रदवस्थायां स्वप्नवद्योऽवतिष्ठते निश्चिन्तं चिन्मयात्मानं द्वेषं नास्ति प्रियं नास्ति नास्ति अस्य सुभाषु। नित्ययुक्तं गुणातीतं ज्ञानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। यो हि दर्शनमात्रेण भवते भुवनत्रयं पावनं जङ्गमं तीर्थम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम्। सर्वपूज्यं सदा पूर्णम् अखण्डानन्दविग्रहं स्वप्रकाशं चिदानन्दं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। निष्कलं निष्क्रियं शान्तं निर्मलं परमामृतं गणेशपुरीवासिनं अवधूतं नमाम्यहम्। योगपूर्णं तपोमूर्तिं प्रेमपूर्णं सुदर्शनं ज्ञानपूर्णं कृपामूर्तिं दुर्जनः सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जनः शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्देभ्यो मुक्तः विमोचयेत्। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। सर्वतरतु दुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वकामान् अवाप्नोतु सर्वत्र नन्दतु। स्वस्ति मातरौ पित्रे नो अस्तु स्वस्ति गोभ्यो जगति पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविधात्रं नो अस्तु योगे वदृशे मसूयम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा आरती करूं गुरु भर के। जय गुरुदेव अमल अविनाशी ज्ञान रूप अंतर के वासी। जय पग पग पर देते प्रकाश जैसे किरण दिनकर की। आरती करूं गुरुवर की। आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यार। सबसे शरण तुम्हारे अमृत से मीठे फल पाए। जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए। शरण तुम्हारे क्या है छाया कल्प वृक्ष तरु पर की। आरती करूं गुरुवर। आरती करूं सदा गुरु के करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु पर की। आरती करूं गुरुवर की। ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाशक योग ज्ञान के अटल प्रवर्तक। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के जय गुरु चरण सरोज मिटा दे व्यथा हमारे और की। आरती करूं गुरु बर की। आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु बर के। आरती करूं गुरु बर के। अंधकार से हमें काला दिखला हमारा उजाला। कब से जाने छान रहे थे काका सुनो दर दर की। आरती करूं गुरु। आरती करूं सदा गुरु के करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु पर की। आरती करूं गुरु पर की। संशय मिटा विवेक कराया भवसागर से पार लंघाया। विवेक कराया भवसा अमर प्रदीप जला कर दे दोराई सन की आरती करूं गुरु वर की आरती करूं सदगुरु के प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की भेदों बीच अभेद बताया आवागमन विमुक्त कराया भेदों बीच अभेद बताया आवागमन विमुक्त धन्य हुए हम पा करदारा ब्रह्म ज्ञान निरंजन की आरती करूं गुरुवर आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करो कृपा सद्गुरु जग तारण सतपथ दर्शक भ्रांति करो कृपा सद्गुरु जग तारण सतपथ दर्शक भ्रांति दया नित्य ज्योति देखला बाले लीलाधर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती नित्यानंद सद्गुरु दाता शक्तिपात के दिव्य प्रदा मुक्तानंद सद्गुरु दाता कर के बात गणेश पुरी पवमादारले जन की आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु के प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की ओम चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दु फलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
नित्यानंदाय गुरवे श्रीय संसार हरिणे भक्तकार्ये कदेहाय नमस्ते चित्सदात्मने ओम नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this, which is one of the last talks of this year. There will be one in December also by Larry, and then 2025, the great year. So, as it always happens at the end of the year or the scholarly year, there are many questions there is exams, there are gradings, there are all these. And probably when we begin to think that we are going to study next year the Saundarya Lahari, which is a text about Shiva and Shakti, probably one of the first questions would be, how can somebody like Adi Shankaracharya, who is the main proponent of Advaita Vedanta, which means Vedanta no dual, meaning there's no two, anywhere, for any use, in any time, there's just one, and that one is Brahman. That is the center of the Upanishad that we've been studying this year. So how can somebody like him, who devoted his life to promoting non-dual Vedanta, also have written this beautiful book which is called The Ocean of Beauty? It talks about the beauty of creation, it talks about Shiva and Shakti, it talks about two. So two here, one here. Where is the center of this teaching? So we remember that we have read parts of some of the Upanishads, are very important. When he became friends with Henry David Thoreau, the one who wrote the book Walden, thanks to which people many times ask us if we live there in that Walden, but this is Walden, New York, and the other one is Walden, Massachusetts. So he incredibly lent some of his books to Thoreau, and Thoreau went to live for 2 years, 1845-47, to a little hut in this place called Concord, Massachusetts. One can visit there, because of course, knowing this, I already found out if one can visit there and see where he lived. And his main thing was simplicity. So he was born in July 12th of that year, and July 12 is celebrated in America every year as the Day of Simplicity. Simplicity Day, or the Day of Simplicity. He just was into, don't get your life complicated. Live happily, live with the minimum necessary, and live with not much in your mind. So he lived his life, and then he every day used to read the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, that it was like a nourishment for him. And every day he read it, and he was having conversations with Waldo Emerson. So we see these things in the past, and when people say for the last 30, 40 years there's been a renewed interest in the subject of consciousness, it's not 30, 40 years, it's at least 200 years here, at least 500 years in India. So that subject of consciousness is not new. And I consider, honestly, we're very lucky that Gurudev has us studying all these very high teachings, because there's not many places where you can study this. There's many teachers, but there's not many guided teachers. So these people, Emerson and Thoreau, also knew T.S. Eliot, the great American poet, who used to write his beautiful, do you remember Wasteland? That is his main poem. And then he wrote on the corners of the poem the numbers of the verses of the Bhagavad Gita upon whom it was inspired. So I thought it would be very interesting to know where our knowledge comes from. And then finally, to end talking about the present time, which is last century, there's this philosopher called Schopenhauer, and he is also considered one of the main European philosophers. He wrote many great works, and it is said that the most important is called the world as will, like I will something, I want something, the world as will and idea, the world as will and idea. So Schopenhauer wrote this, and I found it very interesting because the main point of this book, of this work, he says, the human is either bored, like bored like that, or sad. Very pessimistic viewpoint from Schopenhauer. And so what he says is, all your life is guided by desire, because he also, of course, was a great reader of the Indians. So he said, you have all this desire, if you don't see it fulfilled, then you are sad, or angry, or all the other negative feelings. The moment it gets fulfilled, then it's like it pushes another one to be unfulfilled, and this one fulfilled after a few days gets you bored. So you need more excitement. You need always something from outside. And the problem, he said, is that looking outside, you never find what you need inside. So the world as will as idea. That was it. And he said, all of these things that we are looking for, really, they are looking for us. And the Indians, he's speaking, Schopenhauer, the Indians knew this very well, and all that external matter is called Maya. So he, from the beginning, he used those words. And then he used to say this. He says, the Bhagavad Gita is the solace of my life and will be the solace of my death. So this is the level to which he was, in love with all these things that we study here. And we have been studying several of these Upanishads, parts of it. And I would say that the common factor there is that there's always dialogues. There's question and answers. Sometimes there's a young person who is sent to the Lord of Death, Nachiketas, and so to find out the meaning of life. And then there's some others that are, for example, a very well-known and rich businessman who also asks his guru about the meaning of life and why things are the way they are. And then the philosopher who had 2 wives, remember, that he wanted to inherit in life his wealth, Kalyani. So the younger wife, I don't want to tell the whole stories again. I hope everybody remembers them. But in any case, the young one says, I want to go with you to the forest and find out that will make me immortal. Otherwise, all this is going to end, and where am I in the same place, like being born again and again, until one good day I wake up. So the question is always, what will make me immortal? What will give me true knowledge? What will give me true wisdom? And the answer here in the Upanishad is always that it's only 3 words, you are that. But you are that is a very big statement. So we have been studying this year how to unpack all these 3 words and little by little eliminate them, because this is this is last talk. I eliminated, am eliminated, that eliminated, and what remains then is what he called Brahman, or existence, or Sat. So when we talk about how to do this, there's something that I found helpful, and what is the story of the 10 men. The story of the 10 men, we've heard it so many times, but this one going to give it a little different angle. So there's 10 men, usually there are no ladies there, and they're crossing a river, going to the Grande River, coming to the United States probably. They were swimming in that huge river, and when they go, they land, so to speak, or they stop swimming, they see the shore, then I wonder if the 10 of us are here. I wonder if nobody drowned. So they go and chant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's one missing. You count them, and the other one comes and counts them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, true. So the story says that they start crying, and when, oh, our friend died, they don't know which friend, but that somebody is missing. And it always happens in all the scriptures that the sage walks by coincidentally at the right moment at the right place. Why are you crying, my friends? Because one of us drowned. Because we were 10 men crossing the river, and now we are just 9. And immediately the sage notices, okay, 5, 5, 10. But there is a teaching that can be given here, so he takes his time. And he says, let me count them. He says, count them with your finger like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Use this story because on another Upanishad, they asked this teacher, what is it that keeps us from the very subtle veil between I, and enlightenment? The teacher tells them it's very easy because you are that. You don't have to achieve anything. You have to go anywhere. You have to buy anything, change all your habits in life, nothing. You just have to know for certain and without a shadow of a doubt that foundation of creation is you, because there is no way that it cannot be so, because there's only one foundation and everything happens there. So what I was thinking, he tells him a mantra, and the mantra is Anidam Chaitanyam, which means nothing that is that. Nothing that is that. In other words, you can see this microphone, I can see that it is, this is not Brahman. This is not Brahman, he is not Brahman, as I see it, because we see ourselves as the body, right? And then we see a flower, and then we see a tray, etc. The list can go on and on. But the practice here suggested is to, okay, I see it, it's not. I see it, it's not. Or that they say in Sanskrit, neti, neti. The practice is very good. The practice is excellent because little by little we go closer and closer to what is left after we remain, get rid of everything. So he says, there are some senses and there are organs of the senses and activities of the senses, the teacher tells him. And basically there's 10. How fortunate we are, the number 10. The first 5, he says, is smell. So the practice to do every day at all times, because this is the way it will work. If we practice meditation like 1 hour every day and this 1 hour every day, it will never work. Why? Because we have a very clear idea of who we are, and we are convinced that we are this. So in order to break this conviction that we are this body and gain the conviction that we are that sat or existence, it needs very constant practice. So he says, for example, the teacher, smell, like, oh, flowers, nice, or that candle that is in the other room, beautiful. No, not that. It is an object of the senses. I can perceive it with my sense of smell. So that is not it. It is that power by which I'm able It's so nice, it's so cold, it's so hot. What is the power? This always bring back that question. Like Nachiketas, like the sage's wife, like the businessman, everybody bring that question. Live in that question, you tell him. So you touch and they said, what is the power by which I can touch? I could see something simple. I could say, it's my hand that has the skin. The skin is able to touch, but that's a very simple answer, and it's not complete. Then allows me to qualify this as very soft, not too soft, hard, short, sharp, whatever. Then we do it and we think, yeah, but what makes it work? What makes it do that? It's a very profound question, which is very simple. But every time I hear talks by different Swamis, which are brilliant on YouTube, they always say, this is the question, what? What makes it? Not who, but what? They make a big emphasis. It's not a God, it's not a person, it's not an angel, it's a what? It's a power. And then he says sight. This is important because we're always seeing something. So we're seeing something and, beautiful, it's ugly, it's big, it's blue, no. But how come I can see it? What is that power that drives my capacity to see? And then the other two. And then he also says that there's organs of action. Organs of action that are related to the organs of perception, of the senses of perception. So he gives these examples, and by now you're guessing what it is. So it says, for example, speaking. Okay, I'm speaking. How can I speak? That's something also. This power, where is it coming from? It's not coming from me, from my body. It is coming from that sat, because the body is a machine. For example, well, the last one is locomotion and excretion. So you can even at those times remember to ask the question. When we see that we remove these nine organs of action or activities or capacities of the body, is like those 9 men. So we can imagine in our mind, like we said, the eyes, no? Okay, the nose, this, the skin. And then after all these 9 are eliminated from the mind, okay, then we go like this. That, the self, the Brahman, the Sat, the existence, this foundation of everything. We're all. So there is this exercise, and then in many of the, I was looking at all the Upanishads that we've studied, because I was on vacation, I had a lot of time to study. Then the student, this is another question we may have. If it is so easy, how come I don't see it? If it is so easy, how come I don't feel it? If it is so easy, how come I don't know it? So the response is, the I doesn't go there. The I doesn't go there. The teacher says, the I cannot go there because that is not an object. It is not a place. Basilica Guadalupe in Mexico is not a place where you get enlightenment. The Vatican is not. Prayagraj, where the Kumbh Mela is not. All these places are not, because this is not a place. This is some discovery that takes place when you remove all the rest of things that we have wrongly identified ourselves with. The body and everything that surrounds it. So he says, the eye doesn't go there because the eyes that are looking for it is looking through your eyes. The eyes that you used to look for it, that where is my illumination? That is looking through you, is looking as you, is going for you. So at all times, remember, it's not something that I have to do. It's not something I have to practice. It's not changing my habits. It's nothing. It's just no, neti, neti. So this is the philosophy that Shankaracharya brought, and it's strong. Being there at the right time. Are you this? Are you not this? And then he says, in the Kena Upanishad, that is another one we studied, he says, after having explained to the student, do you understand it? Because the Swamis are mostly American or Australian or English, they say, did you get it? No, because now is the modern way to ask, did you get it? So the student usually is at a problem situation there, because he says, if I say yes, he's going to say what I got is not it, because he already told me what you see, Anidam Chaitanyam, what you think it is, it's not. And if I say no, he's going to think I'm stupid, because the teacher can remain silent, but the student always has to answer something. So the teacher in the Kena asks him this. So, did you find what you were looking for? Do you understand it? Do you know it? And then the student, who's also smart, and he talks just like the teacher, because he has learned very well. So he says, I'm not saying that I don't know it. Neither am I saying that I know it. This is a Kena Upanishad. I'm not saying that I know it, nor am I saying that it is unknowable. I get it. So the teacher sees that it is beyond knowledge, it's not knowable, it's not knowable, because the mind is the one that can know, and the mind can never know that, because that is that power by which you can think. So when you see it like clearly for a moment, there is usually, like for me, no, I think for everybody, like a bubbling of joy inside. It's something gets like, and then there's joy, because it's also ananda. The answer here is, the student says, he who thinks he knows, knows not. He who thinks he knows not, knows. But the one who knows neither knows nor doesn't know. So these phrases, I thought, well, I'm going to convince everybody, but I think we do it one by one. Yasyamatanta syamatam, yasyamatansa chavas. He who thinks he knows, and it's always he, doesn't. He who thinks he doesn't know, knows. But the one who knows is an experience, is not knowing here. So therefore, that's why they make a very clear distinction between the mind and the experience. It has to be a direct experience, and the direct experience cannot be shared. That's why when people tell you, I had an experience, I saw an angel, I saw this, that. Yeah, good for you. So everything is happening upon the foundation of consciousness, of existence, of Sat. That is a real thing, and the rest is Maya. Subtle Maya, any kind of Maya, it could be beautiful, ugly, but this is what he came to teach, Shankaracharya. So he says, I'm not saying that I know it, and I'm not saying that it is unknowable, and ingraspable, that cannot be grasped. All of this we saw before, so I'm not going to repeat all that. But if you remember, I mean, there's so many explanations about this. And let me see, I have something else here. Otherwise, we go to the next step, which is very good. Oh, so the other question is like, how can we know Brahman? That was from the very beginning when we do the Chandogya, I think it is. So how can I know Brahman? And the teacher responds this: you are you. Know Brahman as yourself. The one who knows Brahman as himself or herself attains the highest. That one I remember because I memorized it. The one who knows Brahman or Sat or existence as yourself, that attains the highest, because that is the highest that you can get. So this is the answer that it goes there, and then all the celestial phenomena and everything else occurs upon that. We are going to study next year this book that is called the Saundarya Lahiri, and it is about the beauty of the goddess, beauty of creation, beauty of everything that we can see and perceive. And the question is, like, how are we going to study this, which is so dualistic, written by that person? It is something that's been on my mind. So we have here, it's only 2 paragraphs. Don't think I'm going to read all of this. It's a big book. Where somebody asks the same question. Why? What does Advaita have to do with Shakta? This is the question for us for next year to resolve. So it says here, according to Advaita, so means not dual, the Parabrahma has no outward jnana, so it cannot be known outside. But because then you have to translate it from English to English that is more understandable. Indeed, it cannot have it because it's just one. It's just one, cannot. It's very bad to do Advaita considering that it's dual. Not so in the Shakta system. Shakta system is the system by which we get to know the Chandipat, of which I'm going to speak a little after this. So there's always good and bad. There are the goddesses, there are the demons, there are the fights, there are the, rich, poor, everything. It says here, not so in the Shakta system. Shakta comes from Shakti, of course, from the energy. To savor the rasa, so rasa means flavor, rasa means delight, rasa means joy, rasa with an S. Of the divine sport, the still inwardly turned Brahman becomes unstill. So what it means when the Shakti touches something that is inert, it starts like vibrating or pulsating like the heart. And that is what he's saying here, unstill. We remember having studied the Spandakarikas, which means the commentaries on the vibration or the commentaries on the pulsation. So all of this we've been studying 25 years together is coming like to one center, I feel. So it says the sign of the divine sport, the still inwardly toward Brahmans become unstill and outwardly turn as Shakti. When we study Shakti Shiva Sutras, it says like Shiva is like immanent, and then Shakti starts working with it and creating all these things. And then there's so many tattvas, 25 for somebody, 34 for somebody. And it starts like, no, the creation, like the Big Bang. But all of this is explained in great detail in this book. We're going to have a lot of fun studying this. And then it says, the Shakta system glorifies this Shakti, of course. The very first stanza of our hymn is a paean of praise in this aspect of Shakti. So I brought you the poem, and I brought you the music, and we're going to hear it before this ends. Because it says the very first, maybe you heard it on Sundays, they sing it, and we all are going to learn it and sing it as well. It's just 4 lines, which I tell everybody after all we have memorized over the years, this is really very easy. And then the last part of this one paragraph that I'm reading, the individual self cannot on its own realize the peaceful state and find fulfillment. So we cannot, why? Because we have a very clear but very wrong image of who we are. So we have to like dissolve it and then go to what we really are. I'm not thinking that I'm looking for consciousness, but I am in consciousness. Not that I'm going to see Brahman, but that I'm in Brahman. Brahman is there and I am in it. It's not the other way around. It's not inside. We will never look inside and find it, no. We have to find that we are in it and we are it. Like the ocean, there's all these analogies that we've seen over the years. It's always the same. The ocean, the clay pot, the gold, it's always the same because there's only 4. And no more are needed if we really study. And then it says, however, the Shakta system shows a way for an individual to find joy in Amba's power and glory, so the goddess. With the Advaita, I'm almost finishing, system dismisses as dualistic empirical world of Maya, and we do not comprehend the Shakta system describes as the sport of Amba, in which we find delight. So here he calls the goddess Shakti Amba, but it's the same thing. So we begin to discover all this, and then it says individual self cannot achieve non-dualism, is Shakti. It can have the same only in the quietudinous Brahman, so quiz is quiet. According to the Shakta doctrine, it can share in Amba's joy arising from her power. So it always talks about joy, which is the nature of Chidananda, which is the joy of existence. And I'm going to stop here with the book, because we have the whole year to study it. But I wanted to bring to your attention the differences and the similarities of this, because this is said to be have been written by Shankaracharya. Then we have in our programs, this is part of the announcements today. One is in January, there's an intensive, no? On January 11, the study group for Shiva Shakti is going to start. It's a study group with the teachers, with Larry and Dana and Mark and the other teachers. So it's 2 of these sessions a month. For January, it's January 11 and 29, and it's by Zoom. So I would really encourage everybody who can to sign up for this. It's gonna be great because the teachers are very experienced and the subject is very exciting. So that is what we have for January. And then in March, it's called the Navaratra course, which is the 63rd Navaratra that Shanti Mandir has celebrated uninterruptedly every every year, and it's gonna be the 63rd. So for over 30 years, it has been celebrated by Gurudev and everybody who's been here, which is great, you know. Even in India, there's sometimes not so much regularity. So that is gonna be in March. And then there's another in September, but for now, March. So what we need to know a little, and we will know more in coming classes, is that the Shakti worshippers all over the world, in India and everywhere where there's Indians, and people like here who love all this, is chanted daily for 9 days. So it's called Navaratra, which means 9 nights. It is chanted every day in the morning, and it's 700 verses offered to Durga. With Durga, according to her activities, also changes names. You know, like somebody might be called, for example, Sita, and if she has a baby, is mother, and if she has an uncle, is niece. You know, it's the same one with many names, but the main name is Durga, which means difficult to defeat. Difficult to defeat. It's arranged in 13 chapters. This is important, you can have it later also, known as Chandi Pataha. Chandi is the name of this goddess when she is slaying demons. So Durga slaying demons is called Chandi. Pata refers to the act of ritual reading. It's not just reading, we read it with a rhythm, we read it in a time, and we listen to the priests that are singing, and it is all like a unit. This is the most important text of Shaktism and has a central place in the Shakta ritual. So very important what we're gonna do in March with Gurudev here. Then it is also called the glory of the goddess, or Mahatmyam. It describes the victory of the goddess Durga over a demon called Mahishasura. This sounds must already be very familiar to you, because as I say, every year we hear it twice, many times. And then it's being called something important, the Testament of the Shakta philosophy. The Testament means the most important book in the Shakta philosophy. And then it is part of something called the Markandeya Purana. Purana is a series of books that exist in Indian literature, and this one is Markandeya is the main character. One of the Puranas, or secondary Hindu scriptures, because it's the stotras and so many, and the Puranas is like more popular. It assumed its present form during the 4th century, etc. I'm just reading what I consider interesting for now. Then we will go in depth when we have the study group. So the structure is this. The Chandipat consists of the chapters 81 to 93 of this book, and it relates the story of Markandeya to Jaimini and his students who are in the form of birds. And if we remember the Taittiriya Upanishad, it means, it is called the Upanishad of the birds, because it is said that disciples, in order to be always with their teacher and never separated, they became birds, and they were always with him. They were always going everywhere with him. So it has a little like relation with this. And so then what happens is there are this possessed merchant, a businessman that is there, like he was fired from his company. And also there's a king who was also betrayed by his family, and they're all from two very different places and apparently different destinies. They meet there at the hermitage of a sage. And then they go and tell him his problems, and the sage will give them solutions, and they will enlighten them with knowledge, okay? So there's 3 different chapters. One is called Kali, chapter 1. Another is called Lakshmi, from chapter 2 to 4, and Saraswati from 5 to 13. So the 13 are also grouped. And the grouping is important to understand when we study this a little more deeply. Now, all the hymns of praise are prefaced with several elements. We must have known this from all the hymns that we sing here, which is the Vishnu Sahasranam, the Lalita Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of this deity, the other. So there's a seer who originally knows everything and is telling us what is happening and the meaning of it. So there's a seer. Then there's a meter. The meter is a certain number of syllables that we must chant, and it has a certain rhythm, and it has to be chanted properly. So that is what we call a meter. Then the deity, which attributes are stolen, so exalted, talking nice about all these deities. The seed, which is called the essential nature, the seed, the mantra, the seed, bija mantra. A specific energy also, and some principles that are there resolved. So basically. So the first one is called Kali. Kali carries the sword of worship and 9 more elements, 9 more weapons, discus of revolving time, clove of articulation, arrow, bow, iron bar of restraint, pike, sling. She's very well equipped. And all these 10 weapons represent also the 10 directions, like as north, south, east, west, northwest, northeast, 10. So this is it. And then they come to see the sage. They find the sage, and this is very summarized, but the king asked the sage, our minds are drawn into attachment and egotism because they were, betrayed by their family, and still they miss the family, and they wonder how the family is doing, and the pets, and the children, and the elephants, etc. So what is it, O exalted one, that causes this ignorance, even in the presence of our wisdom and understanding, which is, he's saying, we are smart. You're not a king just like so easily, or a successful businessman, so we have buddhi, but how come we are so attached? So the rishi replies this, Maya, the great measurement of consciousness, is the cause of all circumstance of all objects in creation and their relationship. So every object that you relate to is also Maya, and you relate to it according to your likes and dislikes. And then the great Lord of the universe is put to sleep in divine union. So the intelligence is put to sleep by the attachment of all these objects. And it is deluded by her, by Maya. Then, there's many more, like Lakshmi sprang from with other precious things from the foam of the ocean when it was churned by the gods and the recovering of Amrita, or the nectar of immortality. So all of this is explained in the Chandipat. And the festival of Deepavali will happen in the second one, the one that is September, October. Then they create, all the gods get together to try to defeat the demons that are running the worlds. And then when they put all the presences together and all the weapons together and all their Shaktis together to create a great god that will defeat the demons, what comes about? A goddess. And the goddess is beautiful. So it says here, the 9 aspects of Durga. We will study that as well. And then she has to fight another extra demons, Chanda and Munda. So therefore she's called Chamundi. And this is a brief summary, but when you study it deeply, then it's very interesting. And it has a lot to do with this book. And also with the Lalita Sahasranam, which have been chanting for so long. Practically every syllable, every name has a lot of meanings, different meanings that we will unpack. So she defeats the demons, and in the final episode, She tells the origin of life and explains everything, and she grants the king and the businessman their wish. So the king wants to regain his wisdom and become immortal for 1,000 years, and the businessman wants to just know the secret of detachment because he doesn't want to go to normal life again. And what we celebrate here, this will be September, the day of victory, the day of when the God comes back home. All of these things that we can see in that book. Many rituals, many ceremonies, adoration of different types of Devis. But the main thing and reason why I wanted to bring this here is because it's Sri Vidya. So this is the study of Sri Vidya, which is the wisdom of the Devi. Wisdom of the Devi, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm looking at the faces if you're still interested. So Sri Vidya is the story of the Devi as is recited in the 1,000 Names of the Devi. The details vary according to the book, according to the explanation, but those are found in Kashmir Shaivism. Initiation is better had from a guru. So no problem, guru, we have. The practices of Sri Vidya aim at obtaining both material prosperity and self-realization. So we are going to study the yantras, which is the designs, and the meaning of all the triangles and the angles and everything that has roots in chemistry and physics and also mathematics. It's very difficult to say everything that is here because I discovered a channel on YouTube that is called Indian Systems of Knowledge, and it takes from the Sri Vidya elements for that mathematics that they have. You know, like for example, they have created a temple that is in the south of India, is by the ocean, and is created in such a way that if there's a tsunami or in any way it gets inundated, it will be emptied in 10 minutes because of the architecture. It has everything to do with mathematics, and all these things are included in the triangles of the Sri Vidya. So it says here, many Sri Vidya mantras are available in print, but they are considered more potent in the context of initiation by the guru, logically, right? Now, there are levels here. This is all about levels. One can go from the gross level to the subtlest, and very subtle. So when we start practicing this, the practice is also relative to the results. And this is what I did. Tripura, this is called Tripura, this goddess, means the 3 cities. And the second one is called Madhyama. Is a contemplation of the yantra of the Devi and corresponds to the middle level of speech, which resonates at the level of the heart. It relates to feeling. The vehicle is intuition. So we have intuition and then we speak. And the third one is called Pashyanti, absorption in the Devi seed mantra, corresponds to the third level. So like you go into like a labyrinth, deeper and deeper. Its identity is the Atman. The vehicle is silence. So speech, intuition, silence. And the fourth one is beyond these 3. And this is where we end today's talk. Beyond these 3 is the level of para, pure silence. The level of pure consciousness and beatitude, Chidananda. Supreme freedom, Swatantriya. A temporal vibration, Spanda. And the spontaneous flash of conscious light that projects objects into reality, Abhasa. So all these powers are in us, and they're going to study in the year 2025. And it's going to open, really great doors. There was somebody, 5 minutes. There is somebody who was called Joseph Campbell. Maybe you have heard about him. And then he he wrote The Hero's Journey, a book about the looking for oneself in different cultures, in Brazilian culture, in Mexican culture, in Indian culture. So the thing is that the individual goes into something that is really difficult or really out of his comfort zone. That is the main characteristic. Like they are left alone in the jungle for a couple of days, see how can they survive, to find about themselves all the powers that are inherent and they didn't know they had. So that, and I feel with all my heart that this year is like we are going to be initiated into something new. We already know, we have studied, there's a lot here, but this is an initiation in real knowledge of the powers of the universe that are happening inside. So the last one here says, in one sense, Devi resides in the image. In one sense, is in the image. In another application, she's manifested in the physical body of the worshipper you. On every level, the scripture is a commentary on the evolution of the reader's consciousness. So because we don't chant the path for 63 times, we take it and we must and we should evolve, like it says, evolution of the reader's consciousness. The book looks like the same, but what the book will reveal to us, it will be very high because we have been studying so much and hopefully we're very open to it and it's going to be wonderful. And then it says, it gives definition to method and practice of the oral tradition which can be learned from a qualified guru, the practice of which, when mastered, opens up the doors to the secret and a new way of perceiving ourselves and the world around us. So the world is always the same, but we perceive it, and for us the reality is what we perceive. Like Aldous Huxley said, perception is reality. And he used to work as a proofreader in the Vedanta Society in that year, Aldous Huxley. So any name of somebody who has meant something in this country, you find it, related one way or another to Vedanta. Very interesting for me. And finally, it says the Pataha is the intellectual interpretation of the Chandi. So it's written in that way, a little mysterious, a little fun, but it gives you that knowledge. One must try to make Devi the sum and substance of his entire life. So you become it, realize that we are it gradually, but we have 2025. It's going to be a great year. So I'm going to, now we're going to chant, I think. While he comes, I'm going to play you a little song that I put in this presentation about the Devi. And then we will chant the Shiva. Let me see the place. It was playing in the morning. Oh, yeah. Gurunath Maharaj ki jai.
धार बार बार नमस्कार। मेरे नित्यानंदा धार बार बार नमस्कार। धार बार बार नमस्कार। चैंट नंबर 32। बार बार नमस्कार। सर्वाधार नमस्कार। बार बार नमस्कार। सर्वाधार नमस्कार। मेरे नित्यानंदा धार बार बार नमस्कार। मेरे नित्यानंदा धार बार बार नमस्कार। बार बार नमस्कार। सर्वाधार नमस्कार। बार 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 नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद दाता बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद दाता बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद दार बार बार मेरे नित्यानंद दार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद दार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद दार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार मेरे नित्यानंद आधार बार बार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार बार बार नमस्कार सर्वाधार नमस्कार नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार। मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार। मेरे नित्यानंद धार बार बार नमस्कार। आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो। नवर धरणी आरती थाला चंद्र सूरज दो दीप उजाला। नव धरणी आरती थाला चंद्र सूरज दो दीप उजाला। अगर चंदन सब धूप विराजे अगर चंदन सब धूप विराजे। झूला में रुचवर तरुराशि आरती लीजो आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो। फूल वनस्पति है ये सारे सातों सागर जल की धारे। फूल वनस्पति है ये सारे सातों सागर जल की धारे। गगन अनाहत बाजे बाजे गगन अनाहत बाजे बाजे। गाजे राग यम पासी आरती लीजो आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो। चार प्रकार के अन्न गोपाला सोही तेरो भोग रसाला। चार प्रकार के अन्न गोपाला सोही तेरो भोग रसाला। लोक चतुर दिशा मंदिर तेरो लोक चतुर दिशा मंदिर तेरो। घट आसन स्वयं विकासी आरती लीजो आरती ली अविनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मोक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो महाभाग्य वेदन के जो है सो तेरो चरणामृत सोए महाभाग्य वेदन के जो है सो तेरो चरणामृत सोए सद्गुरु पुजारी देव चरणामृत सद्गुरु पुजारी देव चरणामृत पिए ना नरबंध विनाशी आरती लीजो आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मोक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतरात्मा मेरा मिटाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ हे योगेश्वर हे ज्ञानेश्वर हे योगेश्वर हे ज्ञानेश्वर हे सर्वेश्वर हे परमेश्वर हे सर्वेश्वर हे परमेश्वर निज कृपा बरसाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतरति मेरा मिटाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ हम बालक तेरे द्वार पे आए हम बालक तेरे द्वार पे आए मंगल दरस दिखाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतरति मेरा मिटाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ शीश झुकाय करें तेरी आरती शीश झुकाय करें तेरी आरती प्रेम सुधा सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतरति मेरा मिटाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ अंतर में योग योग से सोई अंतर में योग योग से सोई चित शक्ति को जगाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा सच्चिदानन्द विनाशी चरणन शरण सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतर थी मेरा सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ मेरा अंतर थी मेरा मिटाओ सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धो सदखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव दूर करो दुख दर्द सब दया करो भगवान मन मंदिर में उज्ज्वल हो तेरा निर्मल ज्ञान जिस घर में हो आरती चरण कमल चितलाय तहाँ हरि वासा करे ज्योत अनंत जहाँ भक्त कीर्तन करे बहे प्रेम दरिया तहाँ हरि श्रवण करे सत्यलोक से सब कुछ दिया आपने भेंट करूं क्या नाथ नमस्कार की भेंट जोड़ूं मैं दोनों हाथ नमस्कार की भेंट जोड़ूं मैं दोनों ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम संसमित्युपसे वृषन्नग्ने विश्वा निर्यः इडस्पदे समिध्यसे सनो वसुन्या Sangachadvam samvadadvam sambho manasi janatam Deva bhaganyata purve sanjanana upasate Samano mantra Manam mana sahachittamesham Samanam mantramavimantreya Samane namo havisha juhomi Samani va akuti Samana hridayani va Samanamastu bhomano yata Vasu sahasati Hari Om Om Dyoho Shantirantarikshagun Shanti Prithivi Shantirapaha Shantirogadaya Shanti Vanadapataya Shantirvishvedeva Shantirbrahma Shanti Sarvagna Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredi Rato Yataha Samihase Tadono Avayam Guru Shana Guru Baraja Bhayana Pashubhya Om Shanti 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 Shandarvavatu Sarvarishta Sarvopadrava Shantirastu Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai.
So after this great program, the announcements coming soon. So January 4th is the New Year Intensive. It will be given in India. And the link worldwide will be sent January 8th. So everybody can register for it, enjoy it, and it will be different because it's happening. Then January 11, as I was saying, the Shiva Shakti Study Group is the first one. It's going to happen twice a month with different rotating teachings. I was going to say rotating teachers, but no. The rotation teaching. And then the first one is January 11, and the second one, January 25th. So 11, 25th, and then there's 2 every month for the duration of the year 2025. The Shiva Shakti Study Group Navaratra. And then in March, there's a course, the Navaratra course, which begins March 22nd and ends 29. So that will be the course for Navaratra, and another one in September. So you're all invited to register for this as well. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to learn so much and enjoy Navaratra like few times before. It's always enjoyable, but when we understand a little bit more, it goes also not to the heart only, but to the brain. So with that, I invite everybody to come up for darshan, followed by lunch in the Namaste building. And see you very soon.